Hi, my name is Steve Wiedemann, and I'm going to do a quick run-through of a presentation that I'm giving for the local search summit, April 20th in 2016. The title of this presentation is Success Stories for Driving Local Value for Your Brand, and because we're talking about inbound marketing, we're going to be talking a lot about what we can deliver on our web pages to help users find what they're looking for and get the information they need, and be as helpful as we can in order to, one, build trust with our visitor, and two, obviously to get the conversion. So my background in search spans about 18 years. We help a lot of exciting brands with local e-commerce, paid, and organic search engine strategy. And we run a lot of experiments and tests and have a lot of fun as well. So the first slide here, we're going to talk about maximizing SEO and usability, but we're really focusing at the city level. We're not talking about our store, our property page, or our facility page. We're talking about the city page that lists all of the locations that the client, the visitor, could drill into. So our goal here is to get our city page to appear as high as possible. And I'm going to go through a couple examples and show you what we've done working with some of these accounts to try to provide better value to the local visitor and ultimately increase rankings and ultimately increase conversions. So here's an example of a city level page on the public storage website. There's a few attributes that we've pointed out with dots. We're going to talk about the first 5, 1 through 5, and those first 5 are what we consider to be critical attributes, and they're only critical from the standpoint of having looked at local landing pages and measured results of attributes that are the most important to achieving success. And then we're going to talk about some other helpful things that we can do to continue to grow that ranking. So these critical factors are pretty standard. You're going to see them on almost every city page across every franchise website out there. Number 1 is that local facility image. I think every franchise or multi-location business has bought into the idea that we need to have a picture on that page that resonates with users. So a visitor gets to this page, they see the location, they recognize it, and they say, yeah, I've passed that location before. That resonates with them. They feel like, okay, I'm at home now. This is what I need. This is what I want. It's not a generic site set up specifically to try to rank where they have to figure out, is this really a real storage place or some directory? Number 2 is ratings. Ratings allow us to do some pretty awesome things to help users. 1, it gives them a trust signal. Is this a good location or not? Number 2, it also allows us to put some structured markup onto our page and potentially get some rich snippets in search results. If that works, when somebody performs a search, they're going to see our listing, but they're also going to see some stars underneath that listing. If they see stars or any kind of rich snippet in the search results, they're more inclined to click. So if we're on a page that's being served 10,000 times a day or 10,000 times a month, our goal is to absorb as many of those clicks as possible, and there may be, over time, a inference by search engines that our result is better for users, provided they actually stay on our web page. Next is coupons and offers. Every local landing page that I've seen that has a coupon or offer has performed better than one that has not. So you can A/B test this all day long, but if you've got some value here, in this case, if you book online, you can see it's $134, but if you go into the store, it's $155. So you're more inclined to stay on the page and complete a transaction than go into the store. Number 4 is a call to action. I think this is really important. If a user gets to the web page and doesn't know what to do, and they have to think, they have to go to the top navigation or the bottom navigation or figure out where the navigation is, you failed. If they know immediately when they hit that page what they should be doing, and then they start reading to see the context, they'll know where to go back to, their point of reference, to complete the transaction. And then, of course, the Google map. If you've got more than one location in an area, why wouldn't you give them the option to choose a location based on where they are? Instead of scrolling down a page and trying to find it, they can pick the location in line. Then there's helpful attributes. Now we're going to get through 6 through 11 here. Number 6, frequently asked questions. Your visitors have a lot of questions. Answer them. Relocating information. This is the new information that was put on the city page to try to help users who are relocating or moving to the city where they're going to be storing their stuff. So really important to try to put as much helpful information there as possible, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. Proprietary stats. So thinking about statistics that only you know. What I've found is when I share data, online about what I have that nobody else can see, that data is interesting to people. How many people are actually using storage in this area might be one of these examples. For me, what's the overall percentage of traffic coming from Google compared to what ComScore says? So proprietary stats are extremely helpful and important and show that you care enough about the visitor to give them as much information as you can. The interactive guide here is something really genius, and I wish the visual here alluded to the actual feature that you see when you click on that view size guide link. And it's pretty amazing the way they put this together, where you can actually choose and fill up a storage virtually. It's kind of neat. 10, markup and taxonomy. So helping search engines understand how our site's organized using breadcrumbs and some structured markup to identify that it is a breadcrumb structure. It also helps the user who's on this page navigate. What if I don't want to stay at this level? What if I want to go up a level? What if I want to look at a different part of Oregon? Right? I can navigate upwards through the breadcrumb system and not be trapped on this page or have to resort to going to the home page and working my way back down. Being able to reverse navigate, I think, is a very important feature of any web page. And then a clear, strong heading, or in HTML world, our H1 tag. I think that's critical for search engines to know what the topic is, and for a user to see immediately that, hey, this is the page I'm looking for. But we know users don't really read first right away. They look for what they should do, they look at imagery, and then they start reading the page. So having that clear headline is helpful for both search engines and users. And what's semantic to storage? Well, in public storage's case, it's relocating, it's city resources, housing information. It's a lot of helpful logistics-related content on these pages that are keyword-rich. Ideally, we'd want them out of the tabs, but with the current framework of the city page currently on public storage, it's not possible. So what we've done with this city page then is we've helped to make sure that we've identified and paid attention to the critical user experience criteria, and we've provided helpful, and here's the plus, right, semantic content so that we can appear for a wider variety of search terms and have this page absorb more traffic for a wider array of keywords. And the end result, we nailed it. We were able to do this across multiple locations running this test, and it works. So it turns out providing more helpful, useful semantic information to customers, provided it doesn't take away from those critical user experience factors, works. Streamlining conversion and tracking is also very important, and our goal with this is to try to understand user behavior and hopefully improve our conversion rates. And when we think about this and how it affects search, it goes back to that whole, does the user go back to Google and choose someone else, or do they stay with us? And if they stay with us, then hopefully they're converting and not just getting spider trapped. So thinking about that, let's see how we can do that. So here's Meineke, and you can see how there's specific attributes on the page that can be tracked, taking the time to put those elements together and then creating a list of different things that we want to track and being able to measure against it over time. Here's coupons that are on a page so that you can see some of the different options. What coupons are customers interacting with the most? What do they like or not like? And what's working for us? Being able to see all those different elements of what a user is doing when they get to a page, not just where they came from and if they convert, but are they moving around, clicking on things? Are they watching videos? What are they doing? The more we understand our visitor, the more we can help provide a better user experience. In this case, when Meineke relaunched their new website, their year-over-year results are up 53% in appointments and 32% in improvement in overall conversion rate, which is pretty fantastic if you think about it. And all of this because we're able to track and measure what users were doing with the legacy website and take those learnings and thread them into the new design. Action items from thinking about tracking and understanding user behavior and how we can provide a better local search result. Decide what to track, create your categories, actions, and labels. Create a schedule for this monthly report that you want to send out, which includes inferences, tests, and experiments that you ran, and then any action items that came out of it. What are you going to do with all this data from the last month? Measure your results and be accountable to it. Researching problems that local consumers have, I think is extremely critical for attracting links and getting referral traffic from other websites. Nobody will link to a storage facility page. It just doesn't happen. It's very, very rare that would ever happen without a little bit of outreach. So what we do is try to create content and put it as part of our content marketing calendar, maybe a weekly calendar that goes out with some really amazing content. And here's a cool tool that I think you'll really enjoy. Answer the Public. We love this tool, and there's similar tools to it, but this is the one that we found that's free. It's easy to use. You punch in a keyword. In this case, I punched in storage, and it gives me the what, which, who, what, where, why, and hows, and r's of anything and everything around storage. In Public Storage's case, how to store a fridge is a really highly searched term over time. And if you do the math on the different ways that people search for how to store a fridge, it actually has a lot of opportunity to do some brand marketing around helpful content. So we take that list of search terms and we start to create content, helpful content that tells users how to solve a problem, and hopefully they'll reference in something that they're writing that type of content, and that referencing is what helps search long term. And then just create this every week. Just continue to push out more and more helpful content. How to move heavy furniture, how to pack a moving truck. I can go on and on and on. And they're not the only ones that are doing this. Look at Meineke. They're doing a weekly blog. You can see the dates, March 22nd, March 15th, both on Tuesdays. Getting their feet wet with how to do content marketing around keywords that introduce themselves to new users who probably didn't know about Meineke before. And then results. We did it. Over time, you can see that traffic this is just from the blog, has grown and grown and grown and grown over time, and has been a huge success for introducing the brand by providing helpful content. And likely from all of this traffic, we've earned some likes and some shares and some new subscribers, and ultimately some links back to the website, which support our SEO efforts. And that goes through the couple success stories that I have. This is Steve Wiedemann. Thank you so much for watching.